want to explore it, nothing too serious. Forget the world for a minute, before we know it, the future's the past. Seize the moment while we're in it, hold on to each other as long as it lasts. I don't care about forever, 'cause sometimes forever is over so fast. Hush, hush, baby, come on, here with me alone, for you to go. No need to worry, there is no hurry to stay, we'll take it slow.
Glenn Robson III from Indiana.
It's the 2K Sports Pregame Show.
Welcome to 2K Sports. I'm your host, Ernie Johnson. Kenny the Jet Smith is here, and so is the Big Diesel, Shaquille O'Neal. Tonight, it'll be the New York Knicks going up against the Sacramento Kings. So for the Kings, their last game, a loss to the Rockets in Houston. They're not going in the direction they'd like to be going at this point of the season. They've started to fade, maybe some fatigue setting in now as the schedule becomes a little more strenuous. We're going to see Zach Randolph getting some minutes in this game as he hits the late stage of his career. He shifted to coming off the bench most of the time. How do you like him in that role, Kenny?
I'll tell you, he's defeating Father Time.
Oh,
because
no,
this guy,
no one's defeating
Father
This
guy gives the
Come
second
on,
unit.
You can't
He's coming
say
off
that.
the
He's
bench.
not
Second unit, a
defeating Father
real big
Time.
option. But he comes in like a starter. Father Time is losing to him.
Oh,
Listen, Ernie, what it is a
come
great
on.
option to have off any bench or any team. The guy is a former All-Star, so he still has the scoring ability. You put him in with a second unit, anybody can do that. I could do that right now, but I'm not going to do it.
I don't get carried away.
Well, Father Time won that battle.
As we send you to Kevin Harlan and the rest of the 2K Sports Group.
We are in Sacramento, California, home for the Kings in an interconference basketball game here. We've got an action-packed Saturday night of NBA action for you. Thanks for joining us. I'm Kevin Harlan, along with Greg Anthony and Brent Berry, our terrific analysts, and David Aldridge is our sideline reporter. And the Knicks looking for a positive start here on their road trip. It's a disappointing segment of the season for this team, no doubt about it, as the losing streak has continued, guys, to grow.
Well, I'll tell you what, for a team that's struggling, I'm not sure that the road is the answer. And this team has struggled wherever they play. They've just had a tough time playing winning basketball.
Now let's send it down to David Aldridge, standing by from the sidelines. David?
Well, guys, Sacramento Kings coach Dave Yeager started out coaching in the minor leagues. And every year he'd attend NBA training camps, but especially ones with teams that had big roster turnover. He said a coach who's had his team together calls out a drill and everybody does it. But to watch those guys teach and put it all together, that was where you really learn. Kevin?
Thanks, David, and it's clear that Coach Yeager is a details guy, an impressive young coach. Tonight, two teams that like to score out of half-court sets. And, Brent, on that subject, we often talk about the playoffs coming down to great half-court execution. Why do you think that is?
It comes down to preparation, Kevin. You watch so much film. You have several days to prepare for a team that you saw, more than likely 3 or 4 times during the season. And then all of a sudden they're in front of you. As the series goes on, it starts to become less and less about turnovers and missed shots. There's a lot of predictability once you get into the playoffs, and it's about who can make the fewest mistakes. They're normally going to win the series.
That's a great answer. All fueled up and ready to go. Brought to you by Gatorade. Let's check out who's on the floor. And New York, looking at who they've got. Jarrett Jack is out there with Tim Hardaway Jr. Then there's Beasley, then it's Lee, and it's Cantor in at the 5, down low. Sacramento shooting their first free throw tonight.
And 72% on the year. I'm sure they'd like to improve that category.
Take a look at the Knicks over the last few seasons, Kevin, and they just haven't gotten anything going. Last year, they thought they were in a good spot with the additions of Rose and Noah, but the team just couldn't string anything together, had a myriad of problems both on and off the floor.
Fox, no good. Outside check. He dishes it to Beasley. Doubled by Bogdanovich. Jack with the three. Drains it from beyond the arc. Jack's got himself on the board with 3 there.
Like the execution there from Cantor. Usually likes to score, this time with the pass.
And Fox gets it to go.
That's a talented guy getting too easy a look. Might have been a miscommunication on that one.
Well, just the first quarter, everyone's still getting adjusted. That said, on defense, you have to bring help sooner.
Hardaway with a wide open look. Good, and Jack gets the assist.
And if he can hit that shot, it spreads the defense out and really changes the complexion of the game.
Yeah, you can start to creep away off of certain people, but this is an early warning shot from him.
The Knicks have gone 2 of 3 here to start out the game. New York moving it around. Beasley, the pass to Lee. Here's Cantor. 1 up, 1 down. 2 points with his first shot this game.
Offense clicking early here, 3 for 4 to start this one.
Cauley Stein's shot is good.
These guys are like dentists right now. 4 out of 5 recommending a made shot. They're in a great groove.
Beasley the screen, and Jack kicks to Beasley. Fires for 3, and it's Lee, that time on the assist by Beasley. Lee's got himself going with the triple, his first basket of the game. Here's Fox, and he drops in the layup off the glass.
And the quickness Fox has, boy, it's impressive. Just coasting to the cup with ease.
Ball's knocked loose, and it goes out of bounds. Last touch by Hardaway. Chance now to take a look at the steal numbers over the last couple months. The scope of that for Lee.
I feel like he hasn't been paying as much attention to the defensive aspect of the game as he needs to. His steals have dropped over the past few months, and he needs to get back some of that fire on D.
Cauley Stein dishes to Randolph. Banked in off the glass.
The plan of attack is obvious. Get the ball inside and go strong to the rim.
Hardaway passes to Jack. Here's Beasley. Knocked away. On the wing, Hardaway. Feeds it to Jack. Out of bounds. Sacramento will take possession. We've got a moment now to go to a rookie watch and find out who among the NBA's freshman class have been the hottest shooters. Just over 2.5 minutes played here so far in the first quarter. And Fox gets it to go.
Man, have they been effective at getting the ball inside.
Knicks trail by 4. Lee kicks to Jack. Hardaway sets a screen for Jack. Knocks it loose, and it's out of bounds to New York. They'll retain possession.
And a quick review, looking at some numbers here for Fox. He's averaging 11 points a game, 4 assists, and 2 rebounds. And guys, no question, he's a guy with some talent. But honestly, even he'd like to see those numbers improve.
From all the whispers that we've heard, he's been working hard on his game. It just has not showed up yet in the box score.
And the call is going to be, yes, it is, an illegal screen.
And had the right idea there in calling for the screen, but he was just slow to get to the spot and didn't get set.
A lot of this is just poor effort right now. He knows what the timing of the play should be. Gets a little lazy about what it could be.
Good work there as it goes. Fox has got 8 points.
Well, if it ain't broke, don't fix it. They keep getting it in the paint and continue to score consistently.
Doubled by Bogdanovich. Fox with the steal. And now the fast break. Fox with the ball. And oh boy, a lot of contact there, but he gets the call and will shoot 2. That one is on Beasley.
And how about the way Fox continues to improve his game? A capable scorer who also rebounds the ball well for his size, and still, though, he can improve on that perimeter jump shot.
First free throw is good. And you look at this Kings roster, and Greg, you can see the youth movement is in full effect.
Yeah, and Buddy Hield headlines the group as he comes over in that Cousins trade. Skal Labissiere and Willie Cauley-Stein, also a big part of this team's future. And then getting Fox as a rookie to kind of run the ship, another great building block.
Fox hits them both. Now about halfway through the season, Brent, some teams looking great, but we still have a long way to go. We're talking about an 82-game schedule that is meant to put teams and players really to a full test.
Yeah, it's really something. I oftentimes find myself, Kevin, looking back after 14 years of playing at a team's schedule for an upcoming season, and I scratch my head and I go, wow, I used to do that? I mean, that's not easy to do.
It's very difficult. I agree. And that replay brought to us by Under Armour. Another Unleash Chaos moment. One of the more exciting plays in basketball. Here's Jack after the basket by De'Aaron Fox. And the Knicks decide to take their first time out here. Defeated by the Wizards in their last game, they'll try to put that one behind them.
Yeah, I mean, it's always tough when you've been kind of put back on your heels and you're trying to protect the lead. And then in this case, you lose it, and that's one that they definitely should have won. And I like this timeout. You're getting terrible rim protection right now.
Well, you got to ask your team to give you a little bit more effort because there's just not a lot of fire on the defensive end.
Already it's February. Hard to believe. Let's see how the West is matching up. You look at Houston. What a run they've had this year. In first place and charging seemingly at will toward the postseason. These guys have been outstanding. And, of course, Sacramento just need to take it a game at a time.
And I think for Sacramento, they weren't part of the discussion of teams on the rise as we came into the year. And now, quite frankly, we know why. If anything, they've taken a step back.
There's still some chances to find some positive as the season comes to an end. Even if it's not a playoff spot, just some kind of forward momentum heading into the offseason.
They've wasted no time settling into their offense.
And Cauley-Stein over to help. Down low, here's Beasley. That one's off, still out of sync.
Credit the defense, wisely avoiding fouling the shooter. Don't want to give up a personal there. And he made him attempt a difficult layup.
They are just killing them on the interior.
Some tough offensive sets. They want to turn it around.
Yeah, right now you just need a bucket to get some momentum.
Lee dishes to Beasley. Cauley-Stein grabs the board. Kings leading now by 14. 20 feet out. They grab their own miss. And the second chance effort by Randolph.
They're doing a really good job of getting the ball inside and attacking the paint. That's an area they have completely dominated.
Fox against Jack. To the middle, here's Beasley, and it's Beasley finishing it off.
Well, Cantor always thought of as a scorer first. That time, an excellent job spotting his teammate and getting the ball to him.
Aggressive coming out of the gate here, guys. Wow.
And already the lead is significant. Excellent play on both ends.
And so it's New York with it after the Kings pick up two. Dishes to Beasley. Back to Cantor, and Cantor throws it down.
Using some brute force to take it strong to the rack. Cantor leaving nothing to chance.
Pass to Cauley-Stein. Excellent D from Cantor.
Ooh, the D did just enough to keep him from scoring. Thought that was in for sure.
Poked loose and stolen by Cauley Stein. Gets to the rim for 2 with the D all over him. Cauley Stein's got 10.
And you can't help but pick their defense apart. They're completely in disarray.
And Cauley Stein over to help. And the whistle blows on the backcourt violation. He went over and back.
And let's see the stat sheet here on Enes Kanter. Unbelievable play for him over the last month. 3rd in rebounding, and he's in the top 10 in field goal percentage. Really able to power his way to the bucket and finish through contact.
And as you said, one of the league's top 3 rebounders. He has an instinct for how the shot's going to come off that rim. That's special. And the want to corral it. Sacramento making a switch here. Temple's checked in, and so he draws the foul on the shot. A trip to the line to shoot 2. That one is on Beasley. Greg, you ask a lot of GMs. De'Aaron Fox, probably the fastest player in this year's rookie class.
And he plays at 1 speed. That's lightning. I mean, he's got speed to burn. Maybe not quite as fast as, say, John Wall, but he isn't far behind. He uses that quickness well also in terms of just busting seams on the offense. And at the other end, he can be an outstanding defender as he was at Kentucky.
He misses the free throw. And Brent, there aren't a lot of places quite as special as playing here in New York and on this floor. What was it like for you the first time you played against the Knicks in New York?
Unbelievable. I love getting to the big city every year. Amazing to be inside the Garden. I have to tell you, Kevin, one of my favorite things was to walk to the New York Knicks opposing team locker room and see the poster of Frank Sinatra outside the locker room. He did it his way, and we ended up doing it ours.
And Brent, 14 years in the NBA, you spent about half your time on the defensive end. Of all the guys you were matched up against, who was surprisingly difficult to cover?
It's funny, Kevin, because a lot of coaches would tell you I did not spend half of my time on the defensive end.
Well, I know better. I know better.
Surprisingly difficult to stop, I would tell you, it would be Mitch Richmond. Many years in Sacramento playing for the Kings. He was known as the Rock, and I can tell you why. Running into him and his physicality as a 2-guard was very, very difficult to stop. One of the game's greatest 2-guards.
Sturdy, wasn't he? I mean, he was thick. He was hard to move is what I think about it.
He was very thick and physical, which was something that I was certainly not. And they also ran a myriad of screens for him on every possession. The most potent offensive player they had was Mitch Richmond, and they would get him open every time. So a very difficult cover for me.
And Jarrett Jack drops them both.
And the Kings, for so long, had not been active in free agency. You have to like the moves this organization has made to bring in some vets in the offseason. Randolph and Hill bring a lot of experience and leadership to the locker room.
Dives for it, and it goes out of bounds. That one off Randolph. And let's take a minute now to give a tip of the cap to the top rookie defenders in the NBA this season. You look at Bogdanovich, one of the league's best, 3rd in steals. And, of course, De'Aaron Fox. He's in that same group.
And really both showing a gift at the defensive end, applying pressure and picking pockets.
Vince Carter, he's checked in for Bogdanovich. And, Greg, the Kings wanted to have veteran leaders, and that's what they've got right now.
And the Kings are in a rebuild mode, and you need vets to lead that process. Show the youngsters the right way to do things, and I think the Kings have started to make some very savvy moves here as they begin this rebuild.
Time call here. The Knicks decide to talk it over.
Well, they've been turning that ball over way too much, and they really need to address this if they want to win this game. Huddle up, boys.
Ntilikina, he's checked in for New York. And where have the shots been coming from tonight? Here's a look broken down by paint, mid-range, and three-point shot attempts so far for the Kings.
And they've pretty much ignored the corner three tonight. It's a useful shot to have. It really forces the D out wide and opens things up in the middle.
Knicks trail by 19. Burke with it, now guarded by Fox. Beasley against Randolph. And that one is good by Beasley.
The mindset right now is pretty strong. Superb at staying aggressive and right now stringing some plays together.
The offensive rebound. He gets that one. Randolph's got 10.
A team's rebounding is a great measure of its energy, and theirs has been terrific here in the first quarter.
O'Quinn, the pass to Burke. And Cauley Stein over to help. And stolen by Cauley Stein. For the finish. And Cauley Stein throws it down.
Methodical in their approach. They have absolutely owned this first quarter.
Yeah, you can credit the play calling. Nothing really fancy, just imposing their will on the inside.
And now Sacramento on the break. Here's Temple, an easy 2 points on the layup.
Yeah, second chance points, a huge issue right now. They're getting steamrolled inside.
Burke kicks to O'Quinn. Pick by O'Quinn. There's the double team with Randolph. 6 on the shot clock. Burke with it, now guarded by Fox. Thomas outside. And there's the shot clock violation. Couldn't get the shot off in time.
Here's a look at some stats for Randolph. Some impressive play from him over the last month. He's around 14 points per game, 8 rebounds, and 2 assists. And he's really been pulling his weight. He's had a hand in some big plays here recently.
I think you look across the board right now, and he's just doing a much better job. The numbers bear that out.
Cauley Stein. The 17-footer goes down. He's got 14.
Guys, this is the NBA. You keep giving the ball away, you're going to get punished.
Thomas a screen. It's Beasley on the wing to end the run, and a lot of contact on that one, so he'll shoot 2 here. It's going to go on Willie Cauley-Stein.
It just feels like at this point the Knicks know they need to build around Kristaps Porzingis for their future. Best player for them on both ends of the floor, as he's a great rim protector and he's very young, connecting with New York City. There's some hope there.
Two shots.
Free throw, good, Beasley. With Porzingis, he truly is the star the Knicks were waiting to draft.
Well, you might go all the way back to the draft when Patrick Ewing ended up putting on that New York Knicks ball cap. Maybe even Mark Jackson, who ended up as the Rookie of the Year as the 18th pick for the New York Knicks. But they do have their centerpiece moving forward. Kristaps Porzingis is a very unique talent in the NBA. Really the pressure on now to build around that guy and get back to contending basketball in the Eastern Conference.
Hey, Brent, we know there's a lot of jaw and a lot of communication out there on the floor. And when you were playing, who was the best trash talker you ever went up against?
Well, I played with the notorious one in Seattle by the name of Gary Payton. A lot of people put him pretty high up on their list. I also remember one Bonzi Wells at his time when he was with the Portland Trailblazers and Sacramento Kings, being a bit lippy. And then occasionally there would be a John Barry talking to me. But
really,
I never listened to him growing up, Kevin, so why would I listen to him on the court?
Good way to approach it. All alone, and Vince Carter with the slam.
And from the opening tip, they just crushed it. You see it now on the scoreboard.
Just incredible flow offensively. Everyone's doing their part. Let's see if they can sustain this early momentum.
Here's Beasley. Sacramento making their last shot. Here's Burke. And the Knicks getting another bucket right there. 1:56 left in the first quarter of the game. And it's Koufos missing.
Just doing the job on the backboard.
Now Burke. Taking a look at his stats, he's averaging around 7.5 points a game. Here's Ntilikina to the paint. Got a piece of it. One-on-one fast break. And then Carter with the jam.
And that's what Carter does best, knifing his way inside so he can finish with the easy slam.
Right side Thomas, and it's out of bounds. The Knicks able to retain possession here. Already it's February. Let's see how the East is matching up. Taking a look at Toronto. They've got their eye on the #1 seed as the season moves into the final stretch. Currently first place in the standings, and guys showing no signs of letting up. And checking out New York. They have a lot of ground to make up.
And I think for the Knicks, nobody was calling on them to kind of set the world on fire. But even those modest expectations have yet to be realized.
Yep, any glimmers of hope that may have been there early for them have all just disappeared at this point. It's looking more and more like a season that will not end well for this team.
The shot's good from Ntilikina.
Yeah, you got to honor Ntilikina from mid-range. He is a quick decision maker who will cash in if you give him space.
Moutier, he's checked in for Trey Burke. There's 47 seconds left here in the first quarter. Temple can't get it to go. Knicks shooting at a nice 53% rate to start the game. They are sticking to the campaign. Healed on the double team. O'Quinn dishes to Beasley. There's the steal. Kufis inside, working on O'Quinn. Out of bounds. New York takes possession. Shumpert is checked in for Sacramento. We've got 22 seconds left to play in the first quarter. Here's Ntilikina, covered by Hield. They get a hand on it, and it's out of bounds to New York. They'll retain possession. No one near Moutier as he lets it go. Not really his range, and it's off target. And so it's the Sacramento Kings holding a very comfortable 25-point lead as the quarter comes to a close. And they're winning the turnover battle very easily in this one. We'll take a quick break and then back to the action here. Welcome back, everyone. A lopsided first quarter in the books already as we start this second quarter. And for the Kings here, they've been really putting on a show, guys.
Yeah, it didn't take them long to get that transition game going.
Well, that's a quick way to build the lead. But, Greg, can they sustain this kind of effort all night long? We'll see.
The Knicks shooting well, 50% from the floor. Here are the five New York has to start here in the second. Beasley out there with Lance Thomas. Then there's Emmanuel Moutier. Then there's Kyle O'Quinn. And it's Ntilikina in at the 2 spot. Here's Ntilikina. And that one, good. O'Quinn's got the opening field goal of the second quarter for the Knicks.
Well, he can score on the inside. He's just so big that there's plenty of room for him to carve out.
Watch Kyle O'Quinn play, and you see a player who's a solid option off the bench.
Well, at a Norfolk State, Kyle O'Quinn has the kind of size that you would want for that position. I'm not sure necessarily about a skill set as a stretch 4 out there, but he brings great energy, a nose for rebounding, and comes in and gives you consistent effort.
Temple gets the bucket.
And they're beginning to just flat out fall apart defensively right now, especially on the interior.
Pass to Ntilikina. Thomas a screen. Now here's Moutier. D right on him. Just 5 to shoot. Rob. Here's Temple, and the Kings check on 2 more.
And when you can outscore your opponent in transition, that's always going to work to your advantage.
They've also taken care of some of the details in this game, and that's why they're ahead.
And now Sacramento on the break. Hammers it home to polish off the break.
Yeah, even though Hield can pull up from anywhere, you love that he's always looking to find a shot for his teammate.
Moutier kicks to Thomas. Picked by O'Quinn and stolen by Koufos. It's 3-on-3 on the fast break. And Hield gets it to go on the assist by Koufos.
The ball movement on this run has been fantastic and is a big part of why they've been able to get these good looks.
Tipped away. Kicks it to Moutier. Over Temple. Moutier, no good.
Yeah, it just seems whatever they do, nothing's working right now to stop the bleeding.
I still think there's a chance you string a couple of big plays together and the tide can turn very quickly.
A pretty simple solution to ending this run, it would just be getting back and actually playing some defense.
The feed to O'Quinn. Thomas a screen. Moutier kicks to Beasley. Throws it down as the official calls the foul. It may be a 3-point play. It's going to be on Zach Randolph.
Precision pass from Moutier to get his teammate a good look there.
For New York, they have looked good at the line tonight. They're perfect in 4 attempts. Bogdanovich, he's checked in for Sacramento. The Knicks also changing it up. Enes Kanter's checked in for Kyle O'Quinn. Lee comes in for Thomas. And Tim Hardaway Jr. subbed in for Ntilikina. And Beasley, no good on that one. Always a fun topic. If you could start a franchise with one guy, who would that be? And a big part of that debate, proven veteran versus young guy with massive upside.
How long's my contract as general manager, Kevin?
Let's say it's a 4-year deal right now.
Okay, I'm going to take the young guy with massive upside.
Yeah, me too.
Yeah, because if that pans out, my job's going to be 8 years with an extension, and you're hired.
Good, and guaranteed money.
And I'll find the veterans, Kevin, this is an honest point, that want to play with somebody like that. A young player that's drawing that much attention is going to make their jobs easier, and they're probably specialists in what they do, having been in the league that long. So the upside, I'll go with that.
It's stolen by Hield. Here's Shumpert, and finished off by Shumpert.
That's why you can't be too careless with Iman Shumpert lurking, always active, and knocks that one away.
And here in the second quarter of action as we approach 4 minutes played. Moutier kicks to Kanter to the inside, and it's Beasley finishing it off.
Gotta love the effort there. An undersized 4 who can really make things happen with that leaping ability.
The shot's good from Randolph.
And not hard to see why they are giving up points on this run. Just too many good looks from in close.
Moutier kicks to Hardaway. Now here's Moutier, covered by Hield. Beasley uses the glass to finish the layup. Beasley's got 6 points in the quarter.
And they've repeatedly probed inside in the first half, guys, and it's paid off.
And the shot goes down.
You know, he didn't score the ball much in the first quarter, but he has been really, really solid during the second quarter. I expect a big game from him now.
It's stolen by Hield. An easy 2 points on the layup. Hield's got 8 points.
And the ability to drive and get to the rim is one of the reasons why Buddy Hield rarely has an off night. Even if his shot isn't going in, he can take it to the rack to find some points.
Here's Beasley, and misses it off the right side of the rim.
And forcing the miss there, he just knows how to pressure you defensively.
You hear a lot about rim protection. This is a good example of how valuable it can be.
Now here is Hardaway, following the miss by Zach Randolph. Inside. Here's Kanter. Here's Beasley. Drops one in from the wing. 14 points for him.
Just impressed with the teamwork out there, setting the table for one another.
Three-pointer Hield. Gets in, and he's a very efficient 5 for 6 on the game.
And when they've gone to him, he has come through big time. You got to keep getting him touches.
Moutier kicks to Cantor. New York moving it around. Trying his luck deep. Rebound by the Kings. Tough loss coming against the Rockets in the last game they played.
And I think they could hold their heads high from that performance, despite the final score being what it was.
Yeah, that is a very difficult building to play in, and they really put up a good fight. If there were the home team in that one, I think the result might have been a bit different.
And guys got careless with the ball there, and the turnover leads to the big stuff.
Once he came up right with the steal, he went straight on the attack.
Well, terrific anticipation, using the hands. How are you not protecting the basketball in that situation? You can't be frustrated at him tonight. He's doing his job. Like to see his guys step up a little more.
Healed with the bucket.
Wow, unconscious has he been this quarter. They're riding that hot hand.
And Buddy Hield is going to pick up the foul. That's his first foul. Sacramento making some changes. Cauley-Stein, he's checked in for Randolph. Jackson comes in for Shumpert. And it's Fox in for Hield. And New York with a change here too. Jack's checked in. Beasley the screen. Clock at 6. Beasley with the screen on Fox. Lee outside. Ready by Bogdanovich.
And they've got a big lead, not just on the scoreboard, but really in the rebounding numbers as well.
I still love the shot selection. The defense wasn't really a factor. They need to be more aggressive guarding the mid-range.
New York, no good that time either.
I think what I'd like to see from him in this quarter is getting going from the perimeter. Hit a 3 in the first, nothing in the second.
To the paint, here's Beasley, and it's Sacramento with the rebound. Cauley-Stein's got his 5th rebound in this one.
And well, last season for the Kings, they were in the hunt for a good stretch there early on, but kind of fell out of playoff contention and finally decided to pull the trigger and trade DeMarcus Cousins. It marked a major direction change that this team, I think, wanted to make.
And poor choice by the defender. Cantor is a sizable guy to wrap up, but you have to do it or risk giving up the bucket plus a free throw.
And the Cousins deal, Greg, has really been examined, but what is clear is that the Kings wanted to get younger and start rebuilding.
And you can argue if the trade was the right move or not, but management felt it was. The team's thinking was they wanted to change the atmosphere of the locker room, fully committed to bringing in youth and doing things from the ground up.
That's good from Cantor. A bread for college players who decide to stay in school for their junior and senior years. In some cases, it's been hurting their draft stock. Sometimes it helps. Can you talk about why we see a difference in the two?
I think what happens, Kevin, is that in any given collegiate season, that next year, there's another opportunity for a brand new crop of players. Maybe not the star guys that are going into college as freshmen, but guys who just played their freshman year or in their sophomore season take their next step. And so guys who are juniors and seniors might be looked at as not advancing fast enough or not as much potential, with guys a year behind them being better players.
And with the success they've had rebounding the basketball, they're right where you'd expect them to be, firmly in the driver's seat. And you got to give him credit there. Great effort to contest that shot.
Well, I love the fact that they put the security system on their house, protecting the paint there. You could see some miscommunication on the defensive end of the floor that time. No excuse for letting a player get that good a look on that possession.
Offensive rebound, and the shot is good. Koufos has got 4 this quarter.
And every offensive board is an extra possession. If you're trying to compete from this far down, you cannot allow that.
Yeah, second chance points are demoralizing, especially after you worked hard to get the stop in the first place.
Up again. He hangs in there and cashes in on the second chance points.
You know, we talk about it all the time, guys. Those second chance buckets, always the result of that extra effort.
Burke, the pass to Hardaway. Jackson comes over with the double. The dish to Burke beyond the arc. That one misses. And Sacramento will go the other way with it. Victory eluded them last time in New York when they took on the Knicks.
And they couldn't get stops when they needed to. The opposition just too comfortable shooting the basketball.
And it's not that you have to take chances, but you got to step up your effort and try to get disruptive. They never did that. And on the road, that's a recipe for disaster.
That's good from Carter. And one issue that has come up for the Knicks in their quest for success, Brent, is their lack of continuity.
Maybe one problem, Kevin, is that the New York Knicks organization feels just a bit too cliquey between ownership and then management, the coaching staff, and that there just hasn't been the kind of connectivity that you need in order to make things grow organically. It's been very forced in New York City, and until they find that right combination, the struggles can continue.
Just in a perfect position to grab that rebound and then get the putback.
Burke kicks to O'Quinn. Pass to Cantor. Kick by O'Quinn. Hardaway for three. That's a bucket. His third of the game. He shot the ball 7 times.
And they're getting their points now almost exclusively from the triple. 4 of their last 5 makes are from beyond the arc. And defensively, guys, they've been unable to shut down the middle.
Here's Jack. After the basket by Willie Cauley-Stein. Jack with it. Guarded now by Jackson. And it's out of bounds to New York. They'll retain possession. And a look now at the various locations of the shots taken so far for Beasley.
And everything he's touched has turned to gold. If you are on defense, you have to make sure all 5 players know exactly where he is at all times. Because if he gets a sliver of a look, he'll get it done.
Off the
Ouch! The size and strength advantage of Enes Kanter quite evident on that screen.
Cauley-Stein's shot is good.
Well, he hasn't missed yet, guys, and the defense is scrambling for answers to stop this hot start.
Burke kicks to Hardaway. Carter comes in with the double team. Poked loose and stolen by Cauley-Stein. And it's Carter penetrating. Jack with the rebound. New York's gotten fond of that three-point shot here in the second quarter. 4 of 9. A quick shot there, and it's off target.
Yeah, bad shot there. Trust is lacking. You got to be willing to make the extra pass.
Yep, just too anxious to try and make something happen out there. This is about the team, not about you.
And we haven't seen them be quite as aggressive driving the basketball, settling far too much for jumpers. And they are absolutely stroking it from beyond the arc.
Here's Fox. Sinks the three-pointer. Fox has got 16.
And that's from beyond, guys, right back at you.
Yeah, that's a nice response there, leaving a voicemail in return from the three-point line. Looks like we're seeing similar game plans right now.
O'Quinn dishes to Jack. Jackson comes over with the double. And it's out of bounds. The Knicks will take it the other way. Garrett Temple has checked in for Kosta Koufos. And the Knicks making a change here as well. Thomas has checked in. And taking care of the ball has been a problem for him.
That's something they've got to fix. While the defense has been good, a lot of these turnovers have been unforced.
Now here is Hardaway. He's coming off a 37-point game against Washington.
Whoa! You saw that.
Yeah, instinctively, too. Fox there looking to be a ball mover, a facilitator, and that's one reason why his team is playing well.
3 seconds separate the shot clock and game clock. Kick by O'Quinn. Here's Thomas, and then Thomas with the dunk.
And that's such solid, fundamental basketball on display right there, guys.
You talk about it all the time, Greg. Yeah, great use of the pick to set up the dunk.
Well, that's a play that only works by practicing over and over and having a great rhythm with your teammate. You could see the timing there.
Here's Carter, and then Carter with the jam.
And that's what you want in transition, a high percentage opportunity.
The story is true, and here the defense does a very poor job of matching up.
And through one half, it hasn't even been close. It's Sacramento running away with it. And now we'll send it over to David Aldridge, who is standing by courtside. David.
Thanks. Here with Coach Yeager. Coach, how do you keep control of this game going forward?
Well, we can keep them out of the paint. You can't play like you're up 4 touchdowns. Try to guard the basketball. They put their heads down. You can't be unaggressive. You got to be aggressive.
Coach, we'll see if you can keep up that defensive intensity. Thanks. Back to you, Kevin.
Thanks so much, David, and we'll step away briefly, but get you right back out here for the start of the third quarter after this break.
The 2K Sports Halftime Show.
Welcome back, folks. Ernie Johnson here along with Kenny the Jet Smith and Shaquille O'Neal. We're going to break down all the action from the first half. It's Sacramento with the advantage at the half. They are completely in control of the game, leading by a massive amount. Kenny, what's your take?
Well, the bench came in and helped them run away with this one. Tremendous job of getting loose, getting open, and drilling shots. You always want that spark off the bench, and these guys delivered.
Shaq, what did you think about New York?
Well, they struggle in a number of areas. Protecting the rim is really at the top of the list. They haven't made that a priority. They haven't put forth a whole lot of effort. You got to protect the rim.
And that will conclude our halftime presentation. We take you back to Kevin Harlan for the second half.
A lot of action around, as always, the Capitol building tonight. We are in Sacramento, and we continue here on 2K Sports. And as we begin the second half, first half wasn't even close, guys, and we'll see if there is a comeback on our hands or more of the same as we get the third quarter started. It's been one outstanding game from Willie Cauley-Stein.
Yeah, good things happen when you maintain composure. Their shot selection has been extremely disciplined.
Hey, Greg, is there a shot that he's taken that has been out of the flow of the offense? I don't think so.
Welcome back, everybody. Third quarter just about to get going here in what has been so far a runaway game. Inside, it's Zebo and Cauley-Stein. Fox is out there with Jackson, and it's Bogdanovich in at the small forward. That's the 5 out there for the Kings. Fox against Jack, and Zach Randolph gets the whistle that time. And that'll be his third foul so far. So the Kings call timeout, their first.
Yeah, I mean, it's an opportunity to kind of regroup and discuss ways to maximize these possessions.
And therein lies the trick, discussing ways to be aggressive but not committing turnovers.
A chance to check out the stats for Jack. How last month turned out for him? He's around 6 points per game, 5 assists, and 2 rebounds. And guys, no question, he's a guy with some talent, but honestly, even he'd like to see those numbers improve.
From all the whispers that we've heard, he's been working hard on his game. It just has not showed up yet in the box score.
King shooting it as well as you're going to see, 67%. Randolph. That one, no good. Excellent D there from Beasley. The Knicks shooting at 52% from the field. They're clicking. And Greg, with Enes Kanter last season, he had to miss significant time with the broken hand, but his offensive game is something to watch when he's healthy.
He just plays hard. He provides that instant offense off the bench, a great array of post moves to pick from.
It's foolish leaving anyone that wide open from outside the arc. The D has got to be better.
Lee against Bogdanovich. Outside Hardaway. Offline with his three.
Man, it just hurts to miss shots like this. Mentally, you question yourself, and it can affect your confidence.
The Knicks have gotten just one of their first 4 shots to fall since coming out of the locker room at the break. Down low, here's Beasley. Some solid defense from Randolph.
Ooh, and this is turning into a slow start here in the second half. Seems like they left that offense in the locker room. Yeah, the defender all over him.
For Sacramento, they have had 7 opportunities at the free throw line and made good on 5 of them.
Shooting 2.
That one is off. And he sinks the second. Just over a minute and a half played here in the third. Now, here's Cantor. 7 points in the game. Back to Lee. There's the triple. It's hauled in by the Kings. Randolph's got rebound number 8 now on the night. And Fox gets it to go. Fox has got 18 points in the game.
And Fox starting to show you his abilities inside. It has quick instincts, which I think helps him when he's down low.
Jack, and he'll shoot free throws here. Clearly fouled on that shot that time, the whistle blowing. And there's the foul that goes against Sacramento. He's gone 2 for 2 at the line so far. That one is off. Good on the second free throw. Sacramento's gone 3 of 5 from beyond the arc so far tonight. Here's Fox, 8 for 15 with that made basket, but he's not satisfied yet.
Timely passing leads to assists, and that's been the recipe for success.
Jack passes to Lee, doubled by Bogdanovich. Hardaway for 3. Score of the basket is 5th of the game. He's missed 6 shots against those 5 makes.
And Lee does a little bit of everything well for this ball club.
Here's Randolph. Laid in with a nice touch off the glass. Randolph's got 5 points in the quarter.
Yeah, 3 consecutive field goals have come right at the rim. The D had better start buckling now.
And it goes out of bounds. That one off Randolph. Well, we've got a second, so we'll bring up a list of shooting guards that have been red hot at the free throw line over the past month. You'll look at Lee, 4th in the league, and as consistent as they come at the free throw line.
And this is a set of players that can drive and slash, hoping to draw contact, because if they can get to the bucket and the foul, it's going to be a 3-point play the hard way.
And they have no issues with drawing that kind of contact. They're more than willing to put their bodies on the line because as well as they shoot the free throws, they know these trips to the line will always pay off. Easy too.
Randolph, no one around him. That one off the back iron and out.
The human aspect of basketball. You cannot fault the shot selection. He had a clean look. You just can't make them all.
Stolen by Randolph. And now the Kings fast break. Here's Jackson. Randolph. Great positioning on the putback.
Right now he is locked in. He's getting great shots, and he's burning the D in a variety of ways.
Here's Jack. He has 6. In the third quarter with just over 3.5 minutes off the clock. Here's Beasley. Cauley-Stein grabs the board. Cauley-Stein's got 11 rebounds in the game. And Brent, you went up against Hornacek as a player and even defended him a couple times. What was it like playing against Hornacek, the player?
Well, I want you to ask Jeff Hornacek if I defended him, because I thought I did a good job, and sometimes the box score didn't reveal it. But what a tremendous shooter, a great off-ball mover, certainly in that system with John Stockton. And if there was any room, Kevin, that I gave Jeff Hornacek, and trust me, there was plenty of times I did that, he was knocking down jump shots. One of the most efficient players in Jazz history.
And the Kings making a change here. Heald's checked in. The Knicks also changing it up. Ntilikina comes in for Hardaway. And it's Moutier in for Jarrett Jack. So he gets the whistle. Contact on the way up and 2 shots coming up. It's going to go on Willie Cauley-Stein. The Knicks have scored 6 points from their 8 attempts at the line so far. He's off on the first. He hits the second from the line. For Sacramento, they've gone even 5 of 10 on shot attempts in the third. And Cauley-Stein throws it down.
And Fox is a solid passer, knows how to get the ball to his guys when they're ready to let it go.
And Willie Cauley-Stein gets the whistle that time. That will get him his 4th foul of the game.
And still early in the period, and they're only 1 foul away from being over the limit.
It's stolen by Hield.
TO number 5 for him in the game, and that's way too high of a number for any one player.
The ability to use the length of his arms to create the steal and the finish on the other end is what sets Buddy Hield apart from other guards.
And that replay presented by Under Armour showing us the fantastic steal that led to that fast break finish. Another unleashed chaos moment. And it's going to be out of bounds. The Knicks will retain possession. Pass to Ntilikina. And the shot no good, a bit short.
Well, they've been better than good on the glass today, and there is a glaring discrepancy between these two teams in that area.
That's got to feel good for the young player. Buddy Hield showing a full arsenal tonight offensively.
Moutier kicks to Beasley. Some nice passing by New York here. Beasley the screen. The shot, no good. Ready by Bogdanovich.
Just a little lackluster so far with his effort. He's been very limited due to his poor shooting.
And the jump shot has been a dimension of this game where they've had a clear advantage.
They could use a big shot here to get this offense going.
Too many empty possessions. Right now, they need a basket.
Down low, Ntilikina, and the layup's good off the glass.
And you can see he's been working on that post game. Ntilikina showing some skill set down on that low block, using that length to his advantage.
And pushing it up, here's New York. Moutier with the ball.
And checking out some numbers for Willie Cauley-Stein. How his last 10 games have gone. Averaging about 11 points, 6 rebounds, and 2 assists. And he's really been pulling his weight. He's had a hand in some big plays here recently.
I think you look across the board right now, and he's just doing a much better job. The numbers bear that out.
First one falls for him. And with Moutier, although he is a heavy rotation player, Greg, he is still somewhat of a project long term.
You know, it isn't always easy to be patient with Moutier, but that's what is needed. Slowly improving his efficiency, which is a big issue for him. And you can see the raw potential, but he has a lot of smaller things to clean up.
He hits both from the stripe. Sacramento's gone 1 of 2 from beyond the arc since coming out of the break. From the baseline, again, Sacramento.
And the experience that Fox is garnering, this is a guy who is used to having hands in his face, but it doesn't seem to affect him in the slightest.
Shumpert against Lee, pass to Ntilikina. A three-pointer off the mark.
This is a quarter that he would love to forget as soon as possible, not getting anything to go.
Fox, no good. The Knicks shooting at a decent 44% clip here. Lee kicks to Moutier. And the Knicks miss again. Sacramento's gone 3 of 5 from beyond the arc so far tonight. Here's Shumpert. And Lee pulls it down.
And the defense is just not very aggressive. Definitely fortunate that the mid-range jumper did not find the bottom of the net that time.
Pretty much all of their buckets coming from inside the paint now.
And Zach Randolph gets the whistle that time. That'll be foul number 5 on him, and due to the bonus, we'll be headed to the free throw line.
I think it's safe to say that the Emmanuel Moutier experiment still continues. Great athleticism for a point guard, plays with great power as a point guard. The decision-making and the shot selection are the things that a lot of scouts, coaches, and teammates want him to get better at, and no doubt he does too.
That free throw, no good. Moutier, through his first few seasons in the league, struggling from the floor. Brent shooting well under 40% every year.
Well, the further he gets away from the rim, the tougher it is for Moutier to find scoring. So a lot of defenders find themselves backing up and challenging Emmanuel Moutier to make shots over the top. Got to put a lot of work in to become more consistent as an outside threat.
And the second free throw, good. The Kings shooting in the third quarter has been brilliant, up around 58%. And it's in there. And that's 21 points for Buddy Hield.
And there's a pattern starting to take shape here. They're working it inside and getting good shots from close range.
They double him with Shumpert. Moutier with the ball. Koufos is there. They get it back. Second chance shot. And no good that time. Sacramento's gone 1 of 2 from beyond the arc since coming out of the break. Here's Shumpert. Buries it down low. Shumpert's got his second basket.
Shumpert's release that time pretty quick because he's on the inside. He knows the defense is going to swarm.
And it's in after a nice bounce off the right side.
And just a step ahead of the D in that possession there, making the pass. Nice assist. And you can see it. They're in a nice rhythm in terms of shooting. It's been that way the entire second half.
And then there's the other team. Can't say that about them. Big gap in the recent field goal percentage between these two squads.
And it's out of bounds to New York. They'll retain possession. Now let's go to the 2K leaderboard to look at the teams that specialize in intimidation. Number 5, the Knicks.
I mean, terrific rim protection. I mean, they rotate and help on the inside as well as anybody. And, of course, you want to keep offenses on the outside shooting jump shots, and that continues to be the goal.
Outside for Thomas. Shoots a 3. They get the rebound. O'Quinn connects on the 9-footer. O'Quinn's got 4 points now in the quarter.
O'Quinn knows he's not going to be playing a ton of minutes in this game, so he's going to throw himself around in every position. Good job on the glass there.
Yeah, the chemistry has been terrific. Really impressed with their offensive execution.
Now here's Burke, covered by Hield. And Vince Carter picks up the foul. That's his first foul of the game, and the bonus will go to the free throw line.
Oh, no. He's the last guy you want to put on the line. You can just about book the points every time he steps up there.
That free throw from Lee is good. And Courtney Lee, one of the more reliable pros in the NBA.
That might not sound like a lot, Kevin, but coaches are always looking for consistency, things they can rely on from any given player, and Courtney Lee has done that. A two-guard that can defend, can knock down some threes, and isn't going to get outside of himself all that often.
Up by a bunch, he's still pushing the action, trying to impose his will.
Well, collectively, they've done it tonight here. A passionate performance from the squad.
He kicks to Thomas from 11 feet away, and he wills that one in, sinking right through off the back iron.
The team has been excellent using Thomas in a variety of ways here in this game, and then he gets the green light from the mid-range.
Nicely done. They continue to attack inside, and that's 10 points in a row in the paint.
Here's Ntilikina. And poor shot selection there, not a high percentage look for him. Here's Temple, and the whistle blows, so a chance here for a three-point play.
Moving it around, 8 of their last 10 coming off assists.
First trip to the free throw line for him tonight.
And he's at 73% this year at the foul line. Adequate, but not spectacular.
One shot, gentlemen.
And here is Burke. He has 7. Healed on the double team. Here's Ntilikina. No good on the triple.
And you just get the sense the whole period he's been a bit out of sync.
Yeah, sometimes you just can't figure out what's wrong, but he keeps trying to push through.
A nice shot by Carter.
Well, check out that assist. That's a pair of teammates that are clearly on the same page.
The Knicks shooting about 42% so far. And the pass to Lee. Pick by O'Quinn. Shot to stop the run. And the layup by Lee. Lee's got 7.
I love how Lee is rising up quickly in the paint, using his speed to get the shot off before the D has a chance to react.
They're finding lanes to the hoop now with consistency. 5 buckets in a row from the paint.
And for the Knicks, they're shooting a pretty wretched 28% in the third quarter. This offense needs to maybe try some different angles. The shot's good from Ntilikina.
And Ntilikina has that nifty floater. It just gets it up so fast, making it virtually unblockable.
Drills it from outside.
It's pretty simple. I figured it out. He can't miss. Adding to the lead with ease and capitalizing on every opportunity. He can't miss.
The tray. And it's Sacramento with the rebound.
He seems to be forcing just a little bit out there. He needs to play a little calmer, a little smarter, with a little bit more poise if they're going to win this one.
And so it's New York with it. When this game is done, they'll be off to Orlando and they'll take on the Magic. That will conclude their brief 2-game road trip. Temple gets the bucket. Temple's got 14 points now in the second half. 50 seconds left in the third. Thomas a screen. Burke with it. Now guarded by Heald. Thomas outside. That shot misses. Now Sacramento takes it the other way. Here's Temple. Ntilikina with the rebound. Lee against Carter. From 13, no good from Lee.
And he's been way off the mark this quarter. It's been ugly.
And plenty of contact on the shot, so 2 free throws coming up.
Well, Heald just keeps coming right after you again and again as a defender. And eventually you'll tire out and make a mistake with a foul.
This is his first free throw of the game.
And with his percentage at 87, he's done just about everything they could have asked when it comes to free throw shooting.
2 shots.
The first one falls.
And Heald is a player who you love to see take trips to the free throw line, as consistent as he is there.
That's also good, so he hits both free throws.
And done a much better job from the line this half. They've gotten that percentage up over 80 for the game.
Now here's Burke. He's tightly guarded. And Buddy Hield is going to pick up the foul. So that will be his second foul of the game. We're in the bonus, and we'll go to the line to shoot 2. And that one falls for Burke. And that one goes in. 2 from the line that time. Carter dishes to Bogdanovich. That's in there. Carter with the assist. Carter's got 3 assists now in this one.
We talk so much about accurate shooting. Sometimes accurate passing can lead to great shooting. You saw it there.
And as we conclude the third quarter, pretty much a blowout. It's been a one-sided affair. Kings ahead, opening up a huge gap. And when we return, we'll get the fourth quarter rolling right here on 2K Sports. And now let's take a listen in to a recent huddle from Coach Dave Yeager.
Stay aggressive, keep them moving. Don't let them stand and get set up and scheme up.
And that's Dave Yeager laying out the key points for his team over this next stretch.
Yeah, I mean, he really wants the ball and his guys to remain in constant motion. Keep the defense on defense.
Welcome back as we get ready to start the fourth quarter. Not exactly a nail-biter here, but you never know. On the court for the Knicks. Burke kicks to Thomas. Thomas, a screen on Carter. Hit his foot. And they're saying he kicked the ball. Outside Thomas. And what was that about? Not a good shot right there. Vince Carter on the wing. It's hauled in by Thomas.
The defensive reaction time, it was just immediate on that one.
You know, sometimes the most important part of that is the angle that the defender chooses. That time, he chose wisely.
Here's Jackson. That shot, no good. Great D that time from Thomas. Now here's Burke, guarded by Jackson. Brent, many teams have cracked down on cell phone use during practices and during games. Can anything be done on a league level in that regard?
Hold on, Kevin. I'm getting a call.
Okay, good. Yeah. Can you put him on hold for just a second?
Yeah, Mom, I'm talking to Kevin Harlan. It's a different age. I don't think the league, Kevin, can do anything with regards to how players use their mobile devices. That's up to the team and how it is a coach make sure that the demands of what your practice schedule is and your game schedule and your attentiveness to those times that you need to be there, that takes precedent.
Jakar Sampson's checked in for Jackson. Burke kicks to Thomas. Here's the screen. Shot clock at 6. And again, it's the Knicks missing.
That's just poor shooting right now from him, and I'm not sure why he's even attempting those kind of shots.
And at full speed, he still has the wherewithal to get himself in good position.
Yeah, the snap decisions right there, reading the situation on the move and then making the right choice.
Shot off the screen. The shot misses. Sacramento's gone 4-6 from outside the arc tonight. Here's Cooley. Misses from close range. New York's gone 0-3 so far in the fourth quarter from long range. Rebounded by Caboclo. For Sacramento, they've gone 1-5 from the field here in the fourth. A lot of misses, just the one make. Fires for three, and another three for Sacramento.
Assists like that have typified their effort today. Terrific ball movement.
They could use a big shot here to get this offense going.
Too many empty possessions. Right now, they need a basket.
And he gets it to go.
And have to defend better in the paint. They just let him set up way too deep.
Well, he's going to punish you down there if you're not more physical than he is, and look for them to go right back to that play.
How about the inbound pass there? Easy bucket.
Defended by Kufis. Brent, the NBA has a new CBA, now a collective bargaining agreement. How big a win is this for everyone involved?
I don't think the league has been in a better situation than it is right now, Kevin. And for the fact that labor discussions all took place behind closed doors without anything sneaking out underneath them, I think it was great for the league. It's been great for Adam Silver. It's been great for the Players Association. So it's nice to see the train keep rolling.
Sacramento making a switch here. Shumpert's checked in. And the Knicks making a change here as well. Moutier, he's checked in for Burke. And Shumpert kicks to Kufis. The three. It's hauled in by Thomas. Thomas got rebound number 5 here tonight.
Not his best game, but they're still getting it done collectively.
Oh, man, gotta love that pass there. Couldn't ask for a better one.
Off the mark there with the three-point shot.
His shot's just, it's not there right now. With his team leading, perhaps, let's focus on some other areas of the game.
Double team on Thomas. And he takes the fantastic lead pass up strong for the slam.
Yeah, good-looking bounce pass to set up that one.
Kufis, and they immediately answer back with the dunk at the other end.
And Shumpert surveying the floor and finding the open man, so a nice swing pass on that possession.
Down low. Back to Moutier. Tries a three. Cooley with the rebound. Sacramento's gone 5 of 9 when they put up the three-point shot tonight. Here's Sampson. Tries again. Cooley can't get it to go. New York shooting 40% from the field. To the left wing. Launches it. Trains the three-pointer.
Well, in this day and age, big men shoot more and more three-pointers, and he's fully capable of a triple.
Nails the baby hook. And so here is New York. Moutier with the ball. They set the screen. Out left to the wing. 20 feet out. Sacramento grabs the miss.
And that's really a function of the offense not working as it should.
Yeah, maybe lazy play calling or just going through the motions on that possession. This often leads to a bad shot.
Puts up a three. Kept alive. They double him with Shumpert. And the Kings pushing it up now. Rips down the breakaway slam.
And guys got careless with the ball there, and the turnover leads to the big stuff.
Once he came upright with the steal, he went straight on the attack.
Well, terrific anticipation using the hands. How are you not protecting the basketball in that situation?
Pass to Sampson. Over Thomas. Sampson's shot is off. To the left side wing. Brent, it is an era of shorter player contracts, sometimes with opt-outs after 1 or 2 years. Does that breed too much of a win-now mentality among teams?
Oh, so shorter contracts, Kevin, but taller players?
Yeah, exactly. You got it.
Okay, all right. It's interesting the way that teams want to set themselves up. Obviously, if you have a bona fide star, you want to do what you can to lock him up and have him as part of your organization and the concrete and the foundation for what you do moving forward. But a lot of guys certainly on the move and on loan for seasons where they want to take a shot at the true contenders.
Fox, he's checked in for Sacramento.
One shot.
And good job bringing that free throw percentage up here in the second half, doing a great job at the line.
It's stolen. And another fast break for Sacramento. And that one's good. Shumpert.
You know, guys, fast break points right now in their favor, and they're really pushing the tempo.
Thomas a screen. Looking to end the run. Rebound by the Kings. Koufos has got double-digit rebounds now in the game. Here's Fox. And that one is off. Now the Knicks take it the other way. Thomas passes to Moutier. Here's Hicks. Back to Moutier. And the Knicks miss again.
Yeah, this has been a night where you could look at his shooting and his performance, and it's affected the team. That's the bottom line.
And Fox gets it to go.
Well, I think it's fair to say that Fox is in the zone right now, an exciting player to watch. I just love seeing how he can take over a game with his aggressiveness.
Thomas's shot is off.
Man, he's missing those kind of good looks. His team is in some serious trouble.
And that one's good, Shumpert.
And they're passing the ball very crisply here.
They've been looking out of sorts in the last few possessions.
And this is when you need to be patient. Find a high percentage shot and have some floor balance.
Gets the three-pointer to fall.
And as they're trailing in this game, they're trying to stay in it with the triple. They're shooting a lot more of them than they did in the first half.
Hey, Brent, when you look at the All-Star balloting, it's amazing how many worthy point guards have to be left off the roster. How'd the league end up with so many great players at that position all at once? It's an amazing story.
It has been an incredible crop. I mean, really the golden era of point guards. And the one guy who I feel really badly for over the course certainly of the last 5 or 6 seasons is one Mike Conley. Any coach in the league would take Mike Conley at the drop of a hat, yet he's dealing with, over the course of his career, Russell Westbrook, James Harden, Tony Parker, Steve Nash, Chauncey Billups, Chris Paul. Should I go on, Kevin? It is a very, very tough position.
Those names, it says it all.
And one difference this half is that when they get to the line, they're converting.
So he gets them both.
And as a team, they're hovering around the high 80s from the free throw line. They've gotten better as the game has gone along, which is exactly what you want to see.
To the inside. That's good for Thomas on the assist by Burke. Burke's got assist number 5 here tonight.
This is what Thomas can give you night in and night out. Just good, solid, balanced play.
They're scoring boatloads of buckets. It's raining buckets from inside.
Right wing. Hicks passes to Burke. Just 5 to shoot. Shoots over Fox. New York needs to get off a shot. Ntilikina. That 3 off the mark.
Might want to stop shooting from out there right now because it's just not working. He needs to look to get his teammates involved at this point in the game.
And it's in there.
Tremendous effort. He will not be denied on the offensive glass.
Brent, we know the regular season is a grind. We also know that revenue is king. Could you imagine a time when we'd actually have to play more than 82 games?
That's interesting, Kevin, because a lot of the times the argument you've heard over the course of the past 5 or 6 seasons, Kevin, is the opposite of that 65-game schedule. Why not reduce the schedule? Stars playing in every game, less back-to-backs, more time for recovery. So the idea of 82 games being extended beyond that, I don't think that that's in the realm of possibility.
65, 68 games, and they had that shortened season a couple years ago. It was terrific to watch.
It was, and so we'll see if the league does that. But in your question alone, Kevin, you said it. Cash is king. 82 is the number we're going to settle in, I think, for quite some time.
Oh, and the jam by Thomas.
Got to be smart enough to take what the defense allows. Lance Thomas does it that time at the rim.
Cooley. Here's Kufis. Good for another field goal. Number 5 in the night. 5 for 10 shooting.
And this is what happens when you fail to block out.
Defensive rebounding just as important as causing the miss in the first place.
Out to the right wing. Here's O'Quinn. Off target from outside. Sacramento's gotten just 1 of 4 3-pointers to go down for them here in the fourth. Good. Sampson's got 11 points here in just the second half. New York shooting 32% in the fourth, perhaps looking a bit tired. Out of bounds, Sacramento will take possession. Buddy Hield, he's checked in for Sacramento. .132 left in the fourth quarter. Here's Fox. They get it back. And it's Kufis missing. So far, we've seen them be a bit careless with the ball.
Simply put, out of control is how they played thus far. They're going to have to reel it in and show some more discipline.
Ntilikina gets the bucket.
And so it's going to end up in the record books as a blowout, a dominating performance for Sacramento.
What do you think was the deciding factor in this one?
I think you have to look at their field goal percentage. They just shot the ball much better than the opponent, and they were getting great looks all game long.
And so they'll stretch their victory total to 19 on the season.
And after dropping game 1 in this matchup, they managed to take the second of a 3-game season series. No question, that's a morale booster.
And one of the key components to this victory, if not the biggest, was the incredible performance for Willie Cauley-Stein.
He came in with a focus and brought that dominant performance to the defense all night long, controlling the pace of the game and was firing on all cylinders.
Shooting 2.
Free throw, good. Shumpert.
Shumpert, an important piece to this basketball team. He comes in, he does a lot of things well, and accepts the defensive responsibility that is placed on him.
Good on both. There's 57 seconds left in the fourth quarter of this one. Ball's knocked loose. Feeds to Thomas. Pass to Ntilikina. Hield on the double team. There's 31 seconds left in the fourth. Off target at the rim. Here's Ntilikina. And Fox with a clear path to the basket. And it's Fox with the jam.
And they've earned this one, showing an ability to dominate in front of their home crowd.
Yeah, tick-tock and not much time on the clock left. Double-digit lead and coming up roses.
And Aaron Fox gets the whistle that time. That is his first foul of the game. Now a timeout called by Sacramento. They're up. We've got 13 seconds left in the fourth quarter. Guys, what's your take?
And now that you can tell there's some bad blood here. They're just rubbing it in now by calling a timeout.
Or could be just wanting to execute well down the stretch. Don't want to leave any room for chance.
Now we've got a moment for our Jordan Player of the Game, Willie Cauley-Stein.
And guys, no doubt who our pick was going to be. He's made everyone else on the court look like they're playing at half speed. It's been total domination, and you can't help but just sit back and admire that performance.
They increased his role tonight after dropping their last game, and the move paid off. He's been the best player on the court by far, and now they don't have to worry about a losing streak.
That's his first personal foul. Shooting for New York. Right into the lead. Taking 2 shots.
The first free throw is good.
And Ntilikina, he possesses that unselfishness that really allows his guys to play their best basketball. You got to love his approach.
That one falls, so he hits both of them. Hield kicks to Kufis. And he jams it with authority.
And this is how you close out a game, not taking any chances.
Yeah, you gotta be relentless in this game or the tide can turn on you. Not here, not tonight.
Yeah, not sure what that was about. I mean, talk about a brain cramp.
And he knocks down the first one. Burke hits them both. Now Hield. And it's blocked by O'Quinn.
Good reach by O'Quinn, getting to the shooter and reading when he was releasing it.
So it's the Kings winning this one easily. They won this game going away. They were the better basketball team by far tonight.
And you got to commend this sort of dominance, particularly here at home. It's a great feeling when you play almost a perfect game and to have that crowd be so pumped up.
And now let's catch up with David Aldridge, who's standing by from the sideline. All right, Dave.
Thank you, Kevin. With Zach Randolph. Zebo, what was the biggest difference tonight?
We just came out. We was more physical this game. We came out with being aggressive, and that's what we had to do. We got stops and being aggressive, and everybody contributed tonight. It was a team win.
Well, physical is who you guys are, Zach. Thanks. Kevin, back to you.
David, thank you as always. And that'll do it, folks. For Greg Anthony, Brett Barry, and David Aldridge, this is Kevin Harlan. Thanks for watching the NBA, presented by 2K Sports. We'll see you next time.